Hey folks, we built a major scale and we've built chords from that major scale. I just want to emphasise some of the points that we sort of skipped over as we were building those chords. We built chords on this C major scale, and that pattern is the same in every key. So there's A major, same sound, but it starts on different notes. I'm singing on A on the 5th fret of the 6th string. Now we could build chords exactly the same. So if I take every other note from A, I get A as the first note, the 3rd note is C sharp, and the 5th note is E, and that gives me A major. And if I look at the notes in the chord, I've got the open A string, I've got E there, I've got A, there's C sharp, and there's another E. Now that 3rd note is called a major 3rd. That's the sound of the chord there. Now if I want to build a minor chord without changing the root notes of A, I need to lower that down by a semitone. So I go from C sharp to C, and that's a minor 3rd. So 1, 3, 5 is the major, 1 flat 3, 5 is the minor. So I've got A major and A minor. And you know both of those chords. And all we're doing when we're going from one to the other is changing one note. We're changing the C sharp to C. The root notes and the 5th note stay exactly the same. Now this is important because the 3rd note tells us if a chord is major or minor. So if it's a major 3rd, it's a major chord. If it's a minor 3rd, it's a minor chord. Every minor chord, no matter how complicated, has got a minor 3rd in it. Every major chord, no matter how complicated, has got a major 3rd in it. That's important. It's the first thing I want to emphasise. The second thing, let's go back to C, because we'll use the chords we built. So I had C, and I built F, and I built G. And those 3 chords sound nice together. Now the reason, and you'll have noticed this playing through the chords that we've learned, so you'll have noticed that some chords sound better together than others, and the ones that sound best together are the ones that are from the same scale. So they're in the same key. That's what being in the same key means. It means the chords are all built from the same major scale. Now this progression, C, F and G, is called the 1-4-5 progression. And it's in hundreds of songs. And it's interesting because most pop songs don't have key changes in. They occasionally do, but most pop songs, especially in the 60s and the 70s, had chords that are in the same key. And if you're trying to work out a song, that's why this is really useful, because if you know the chords are in the same key, which they are in most of them, you can, once you know what the key is, you can work out what the chords are, or what chords to expect to come up, and you know what common chord progressions there are in each key. This is a 1-4-5 progression built on the 1st note, the 4th note and the 5th note of the scale. And it's a very common chord progression, and most blues progressions are 1-4-5 progressions. And we write chord progressions using Roman numerals to illustrate the root note of each chord, and it shows its position in the major scale to which the chord belongs. So it's the 1st, the fourth and the fifth notes of the major scale. And just to show that those chords built from C major all sound nice together, I could throw in any of the chords that we built. So I had C, F and G. Let's throw E minor in there because we built E minor. That was in C major. So it works. I could pick any of the chords. I could pick D minor. Write a song. And that's how chord progressions work. So that's why this major scale and building chords on the major scale, it's called a harmonised major scale. That's why this is so important, or one of the reasons it's so important. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. I'll see you soon. Bye.